Bam. You are live. Welcome tonight, everybody. Advocates for Justice, Paralegal School. We're live. And before we get started, anybody coming from Facebook, please follow the link at the bottom of the screen and give Facebook permission, give StreamYard permission to show your Facebook username. Otherwise, I see you as Facebook user, and I don't know who I'm talking to. So it would be nice to know who I'm talking to if you make comments or whatever. So follow that link at the bottom and give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook username so you can make comments and everybody can see who you are. So welcome to the show tonight. We're going to get right into the program. I know that you guys are excited about tonight's show, and I'm sure we have a few new users because there were people sharing stuff on Facebook with like, yay! That's just great. Welcome, Troy. Greetings. And Jay, welcome. Facebook banned him again. Well, you can see what we got going on here, bud. You don't need Facebook. Well, it makes it easier, but so tonight we're going to be, let's just get right on to with the program here. I'm excited about tonight. I didn't have to do much studying for tonight. Actually, what I had to do for tonight was figure out what I wanted to talk about. There's so much. So tonight we're talking about the subject title of tonight's stream: punching attorneys in the face, starting your verbal campaign of harassment, your verbal harassment campaign. Yeah, that's what we're talking about tonight. Hey, Kerry Jackson, we got some people in the house tonight. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be tuning in tonight to see what we got to talk about when we get to talking about how you need to punch the attorneys in the face with your documents and your strategies. So that's the subject matter of tonight. You guys, I'm Coach Neighbors. Welcome to Advocates for Justice Paralegal School. We're bringing fire tonight. We provide the tools, you do the work. Tonight, we're going to review how to do some verbal punching. You're going to start and this is going to be important because if you're in my program, then you are acting as your own attorney. So it's up to you to get in their face. And the people who get in their face and be a pain in their butt are the ones that do the best in this program. And I'll tell you why. Well, the main reason is there's so many people that give up. The attorneys, they don't have time to mess with you screaming and kicking and doing all this stuff. But, at the end of the day here, we're learning how to just sue the judge. We know the judge is going to help them, so we have a provision for that. And that jams up the whole process. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on here today, too. So we're going to teach you today, we're going to talk about the verbal harassment campaign and the goals for your campaign. And we're going to talk about how you want to structure your campaign. We're going to talk about how to deliver your campaign. And we're also going to talk about options to claim for damages in your lawsuit. So, and here we get to be very creative because when you're operating in a non-conventional program, you're not doing the same stuff you're doing something different. You look at things from that way without limitations. It opens up the door of opportunities for you. Now, remember, and we'll talk about this later on too, we ain't trying to go to court. So, and if you think the judge is going to rule in your favor or something like that and things are going to be fair, then you need to pack your stuff because you're going to have a hard time. We're going to teach you how to look after the things that need to be taken care of. We're going to show you what the campaign goals are and the campaign of harassment for the attorneys. And we're going to talk about some things about having fun. I'm also going to give you an update on my sister's case. That was what they're calling statistically terminated, but they're trying to unstatistically get. I can't keep up with them. Yeah, oh, wait, yeah. Well, my sister's still in her house, so we're good with that. And there's a redemption period in some states, and in those states that have a redemption period, they can't kick you out of your house even after they sell your house and do all of that stuff. They still can't kick you out until the redemption period is over. Now, the redemption period is generally for judicial foreclosures, and it allows the homeowner opportunity to, well, in their mind, to figure out how to pay to make it fair. The whole court process is unfair. They're robbing you of your due process, the whole ball of wax. But in the end, they want to give you one little small, yeah. But the thing is, most people don't know about that. So, and your attorney, if you hire an attorney for foreclosure, they're not going to tell you about that. So, also in the end, I'm going to answer a few questions, and I'll pick the questions that I have to answer. Hopefully, they'll be about my process or something, how to switch over to my process or something like that. But I'm willing to go out on the limb because I think I know enough about their fraud where I can. If I don't know, I'm going to tell you. Okay, because if I pretend I know, then I would be acting like an attorney. I don't ever want to do that. So I'll tell you if I don't know. But I'll answer a few questions. It would be nice if the questions that you're asking are questions that could help most people, because that's what we're here for, to make it interesting or whatever, and provide tips and strategies and stuff that people need to use to be punching these attorneys in the face. So at the end, and you can ask your question before the end if you want, and give me a chance to take a look at it, and then I can decide which one is going to have value enough that I think I want to talk about. So, but don't be getting grumpy at me if I don't talk about your question, okay? Because I will send you to the bin. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I got carried away. Before we get rolling, I want to take a few minutes to ask you guys to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that bell. When you subscribe, click the bell and leave a comment. When you leave a comment, that lets YouTube know that you're finding value in what I'm doing here. And that allows the algorithm to pick up my stuff and show it to more people. So click on subscribe and click that bell. When you click the bell, you get notifications when it's time to rock and roll. And you also get notification when I upload videos or anything like that. So that's why it's important to click the bell and leave a comment. And last but not least but not last, please click on those ads so I can get paid for giving out this free advice, this free fire. Hey, Ralph. Ralph was with us tonight. Got a few people tonight. Nice. I figured we'd have a few new people too, because some people have been sharing and people have been learning that they have a chance if they're willing to do whatever it takes, because that's where you're at. And those of you who have invested in my program or have called me and talked to, or email me or message me, and I've helped you through those emails or messages, leave me a Google review. And I don't know how you find it. Just Google my name or my thing. You can figure that out. Everything is on Google. But leave me a Google review. I think there's a link on my website, but I'm not sure. At one point, my Google review page was connected with somebody else's, and I don't know if that was by design or some kind of accident. But I don't have time to worry about that because we're real busy over here taking care of business and teaching people how to punch some attorneys in the face with their stuff. Easy. So let's just get straight into it. Your campaign of verbal harassment. Now, what you want is these attorneys to know that you're going to be a total pain in their butt. I mean, a total pain in their butt. And that's what you want. When they think that they'll be able to control you in court, that's when you're going to have a hearing. If they don't think they can control you in court, there's not going to be a hearing. So your campaign of verbal harassment is going to be you contacting them. This is important for letting them know that you came. And keep in mind, I know everybody's like, oh my God, I'm reading a payback. I got to call attorneys. Dude, the first time you call them and you can get up in their face, the rest of the time, they're going to send your butt over to the voicemail. They ain't going to let you punch the attorneys in the face every time you call. they're going to send your stuff over to the voicemail. So when that happens, that's all you got to do is have a little script written up of what you need, such as stuff you need for evidence for your federal lawsuit. And then you call them up and you get the little voicemail and you read the script and you act like you're pissed off and you're about to reach to the phone and grab them. I'm serious. I'm serious as a heart attack, because what they're doing to you is that serious. They have no right to be doing what they're doing to you when they're trying to kick you out of your house. They don't even have an injured party. They don't the paperwork, and they're not even in the right court. You're not in a judicial court. You're in an administrative court. That's why you don't have no rights. You don't have any rights. And we figured this stuff out with all the people in my Facebook page that have been helping me over the last few years with the real-time feedback on how these attorneys try. We figured it out. They're in administrative court, and that is why they don't have to give it. The only way that you're going to get any rights is to sue them. That's pretty much it. You're going to have to sue them to get some rights. And if anybody thinks that what I'm saying is a bunch of crap, I've had a couple of idiot attorneys, and you can tell they're attorneys because they tell people that my stuff is ridiculous, I'm crazy, whatever, but they ain't offering nothing on the table. So if they know that my stuff is ridiculous, they should be able to offer something on the table, or at least say why my stuff don't make sense. Oh, I don't hear none of that. So, but I know they're watching. So you attorney dudes that have been harassing me on Facebook, yeah, we throwing down the challenge tonight. If you want to come on my show and let people know why what I'm saying is ridiculous, you're invited. You're invited. And I'll talk, or you can talk first. I'll talk first. It don't matter. As long as we each get a chance to talk without interruptions. And then we can let the people decide what they want, who they want to follow, or who they want to listen to. That's how I roll. So instead of hiding behind your fake name, come on out. Put your real name on the table. Step up to the plate and come to my show and tell me why my stuff is not worth listening to or following, or why I'm ridiculous or crazy. Yeah, come on down, because you're welcome anytime. Hey, Connie, I'm getting fired up here. Okay, you slowing Welcome to the program. Connie's new to our program, and she's about to get started. Welcome to the show tonight, Connie. So let me try to stay on. And I'm a little passionate about this subject that we're talking to tonight. And the reason I'm passionate about it is the reason why I'm here. So anybody that work with me, I don't be playing. So, and this is why. And yeah, they tried to shut me down 3 times now. And I'm sure at one point they have Facebook blocking me. Yeah, so yeah, that's all right. There's more than one way to get stuff done. So you guys need to start calling them and harassing them and asking them for, the first thing I'd be asking them for is, I don't know, the contract of the injured party. I would be asking them for something signed by somebody from the bank, because according to the signatures on the document that's filed against your property, the attorney is the one suing you, not the lender. Oh, that's a problem, because now the lawsuit page is a lie, deception, a lie on purpose. So that would make the whole thing void, right? I think so. Could it be this easy? Well, maybe after a whole bunch of years of living this, and this is all living and breathing, yeah. But we got it going on now. So you guys should make small scripts and demand stuff that you need. Demand stuff in the in the lawsuit, in the package that you document things off of the document that you have. And demand all kind of stuff. I demand to have the damn attorney's social security number so you can make sure you get the right person on your lawsuit. Actually, it's against the law to demand someone's social security number, but they do it all the time, right? Yeah. I need your social security number. Yeah, right. So I would demand to set up an appointment to come down to their office and inspect their foreign agent registration documentation. According to the Foreign Agent Registration Act of 1938, they're supposed to be registered with the National Attorney General. Yeah, I was like, when I read that, I was like, the National Attorney General. You can, yes, there is a National Attorney General in the DOJ. Yes, there is. I looked it up. And all of this foreign agent registration stuff is serious as hell. I have people telling me all the time, oh, but I told the judge that one day and he didn't care. Well, no, obviously the judge is not going to care, dude. Seriously? The judge is in violation of this federal law also. So what we need to do, people, is jam them up with the stuff that you should be jamming them up with, not the facts and all this crap that they said was the problem and how many served. No. Jam them up with the stuff showing that they're violating you. As soon as they violate, then jam them up. If the judges say, well, I don't care about that, then I'm going to rule anyway. Okay, that's fine. And now you file your motion for objection, your demand for reconsideration, then you file your lawsuit against the judge, then you recuse the judge. That's how you do that. And then demand their bond number. Hey, buddy, welcome to the show tonight, y'all. So that's how you do that. And what we've done, my sister, when she filed her lawsuit in the case that they terminated, she contacted the attorney and asked if his wife was on the title to the property. Well, we already knew she was because we looked it up. And his wife got added to the lawsuit. And my sister served his wife and him at their house. And they was really pissing us off by then. So she was up to $20 million. And she also sued the judge and the Bar Association for the state of Kansas. Yep. And the attorney. The only one we didn't add to the lawsuit was the little whiny attorney that's been trying to get all of this. Yeah, they had the big shot come down to handle us. It's not going so well for them. Yeah. So we kind of set that up real nice, and I'm wondering how that conversation went when the attorney got home. Oh wait, they're suing us, and they're suing the law firm, and they're suing the Bar Association, and they're suing the judge too. What's wrong with these people? Yeah, they done playing. That's what's wrong. We done playing. And yeah, that appeal. Who got time to waste your time? If you need to appeal, you need to sue. You need to sue appeal. I just made that up. Okay, sorry. So you guys need to let the attorney know that you're going to be suing the law firm for their corporate charter. Can you sue for the corporate charter? I think you can sue for the belt that they're wearing on the pants. You can sue for anything you want. And what would be the advantage of suing for their corporate charter? Well, if you were in control of their corporate charter, you would have a seat on the board of directors. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Done a little homework. Now, if you have a seat on the board of directors, then you have some say in the corporate policies and procedures that are implemented by the law firm. That would be kind of cool. Yep. So if I sued for the corporate charter and I gained control of the corporate charter, I wonder if I could vote to fire the attorney's butt. So yeah, you want to be creative. They're not wanting to talk about what they're going to like. What? Yeah, you can sue him for his corporate charter. You can sue the attorney for his bar card, or their degree. You're going to sue him for the house too. I'm sure the degree is inside his house. Yeah. So now the attorney has to face possibly losing their home. I wonder how that feels. I know it feels damn good for people over here on the side of the fence where I'm at. That's one of the things. People get on my Facebook page, and these two attorney dudes, one's like, well, you're not even offering no guarantee. I'm like, dude, you're an attorney, and you don't offer guarantee either. But I'm going to offer a guarantee. My guarantee is you get in my program, you'll have a chance to fight. That's my guarantee. You will have a chance to fight. Now, how long you stay in the ring is up to you. Okay. People don't get punched out of the ring because my stuff is crappy. People get punched out of the ring because of the politics, the fraud, the deception, the stuff that they've been indoctrinated to believe that's true that ain't true. A lot of people believe the damn judge. Oh, the judge said, dude, you didn't watch the video. Because I already told you what you need to do to the judge. You need to go watch the video. You should also move to dismiss due to the fact that the attorney is a foreign agent and the court does not have jurisdiction to hear a case filed by a foreign agent. You can't even sue someone in state court in another state. To sue someone cross state, you have to go through federal court. And these fools should be in federal court too. They should not be able to file these lawsuits in state court. They're foreign agents. And proof of them being foreign agent is the fact that they have to file a entry of appearance. They file the entry of appearance before they file anything in court because they're a foreign agent. And foreign agent does not have, the problem is state court does not have jurisdiction to hear a case brought on by a foreign agent. And some of these things are real simple. You can make your own motion to dismiss based off of some little things like that. You don't need case law. Now, this is what I tell people when they ask me about the case law. Well, number one, I use federal case law in everything because federal trumps state. Okay, moron can figure that out. The other thing about case law is I'm not worried about the case law, okay? Because when they can't get past the facts, we're never going to make it to the case law. And at the end of the day, what you're doing in this program is you're going to use what they're doing. You're going to use them violating you in state court as evidence in your federal court. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to talk a little bit about that in the end too. So let me see here. Here's a link to our website. Now, on our website, on the front page, I have some of my most popular offers. You can click on them and it'll take you over to a Sam Cart, which is another website where I host my offers, and I'm able to put a whole bunch of videos in that offer. So you don't have to go to my YouTube channel and sift through 230 videos to find the ones you want. So, but you need to understand my product. If you click on the product page at the top, that'll take you to the product page where you can see all of the other lawsuits packages that I have on the website, and I have a couple of extra things on the website too. We have a new marriage dissolution document. Well, it's not new. I've just really started marketing it. A couple of people have been buying it and using it, so I started marketing it, and we're going to bust that out here in the next day or so. And now you can use my marriage dissolution document for $250 and dissolve your marriage. And it's worked already. And I have a couple of pictures showing that it was filed. And sometimes they give you a hard time about it. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real with you. So what I've done is I beefed up the package and added a lawsuit to it that you need to sue them if they're refusing to place your document on the record. So in this program, we figuring out what we need to do to make them get the hell out of the way. So they want to play, then we're going to be playing a little rough. That's how we roll here. So options to claim for damages. I have like the 5.5 million on most of my stuff, like hot wing sauce. That's what I use all the time. That's my favorite. But you guys can change that and put whatever you want on there. It should be in red. You know how that goes. Change the red font. And one of the things that you want to be looking at is damages, and you'll have to add this in, attorney's assets. And when you do that, you want to check their property situation and find out if the attorney find out if his wife's name is on, or I would just actually serve her anyway. That's I didn't care if her name's on the property or not, because at the end of the day, what's important is serving her, or him. Okay, I'm not gonna be biased here. serving the spouse so the spouse can have some say in whether or not this fool needs to go sit down. Yeah, swinging below the belt. Yep. Yep. Attorneys are foreign agents all day long. Well, they have to have a notice to appear anywhere they file. Even if they're filed in federal court, they have to have a notice to appear because they're still a foreign agent. And technically, they're not supposed to be allowed in our courts, but we don't have no damn courts because they the only ones have a court. Okay. I don't want to get going too much on that. I need to stay focused on here. You can also sue the attorney for the bar card, the attorney's college diploma. And we talked about the corporate charter our way. We opened the door with that because I think that's huge. And, the goal here is to raise the stakes a little high so they don't want to play with you. It's like hot potato. Now, one of the things we're going to talk about is how to move their foreclosure case over to federal court. And you do this. So and I'm just going to keep it. This works for any judgment or any case in state court. Pretty much that's filed by an attorney. So I'll throw that out there. Now, if it's filed by somebody else, there's possibly ways you can move it. But what I'm talking about tonight is pretty much a blanket thing. If it was filed in state court by an attorney, then you can move. We already said the attorneys can't be filing nothing in state court anyway. So, thank you, Kerry Jackson. I got a $5 sticker. Dang, I must be doing something right. Yay! We're bringing value to the table here every day. So anytime you're facing a judgment in state court, you can do the things. This is the thing. This is what I try to teach people. This is the thing that you do. You object, you demand a reconsideration of the judgment, and then you sue the judge with the lawsuit in the package, and then you recuse the judge. And that's how you do this. Everybody's so worried about all of this stuff and the servicer, and it's not going to be about any of that if you're doing this right. Okay, if you're doing this right, this is going to be about them, how they violated you with their procedures and their rules and their processes. That's what this is going to be about. As soon as they violate you, you have to take action. And if you don't, then they have no respect for you. And you know how that goes from there. So if you do this correctly, their state court case will be afloat in amity jurisdiction without a motor because they won't have a judge. That's going to be a problem for them. If you take the motor away, the boat's floating around out there without a judge. Now, if they get a new judge, well, now you can play and have some fun. Then you can file. If they get a new judge, well, first off, you want to file your lawsuit in federal court while their ship's floating around out there without a judge, because maybe they won't be able to even answer you because they're going to have trouble finding an attorney to represent them. And attorneys are not going to represent them when they find out that you're suing them for illegally foreclosing, acting as a third-party debt collector and not working for the lender. And they're not going to help. And the reason is because they're doing the same thing. So what's going to happen is the judge is going to have to ignore all of those rules, where you can't represent yourself and the corporation can't represent the corporation, and the attorney can't litigate a case they're party to, all of that. The judge is going to have to ignore all those rules or give back the money that they took for stealing your house. So when the judge ignores all those rules, now you file the lawsuit because the lawsuit's set up just for that. Yep, you have a lawsuit in the package for that. And turn this whole thing into how they violated you. And now you can use the court record as evidence. Because think about it. No other judges can get involved in the state court level without conflict. So now you have a reason to move the case over to federal court. You can move their case over to federal court. I done it once with two $10 seatbelt tickets. Yeah, I was that was some years back when I was first learning how to do things, how bad things really are. Yeah, and subsequently, I got a call one day from the federal court deputy, and they had everybody there from the state, and they had the judge there, and they wanted to figure out how to move this off their book. See, that's the problem. The problem, most people are freaked out and they're going, oh, I'm going to get the judge, I'm not going to win. Okay, it's not about winning. Okay, it's not about winning. It's about keeping your butt in the ring and getting that record built that you need to use as evidence. Okay, that's what it's about. Because the judge is not going to say, all right, you won. Now, we've had the judge recuse himself, go sit down. We had the attorney just go disappear and not yet. But we haven't had the judge say, okay, you went on the merits. Your stuff's pretty bad. Yeah, no, that's not the way this works. So the judge is going to have conflict of interest. And that's the reason that you're going to move it. There's no way you're going to get a fair trial if you're suing the state court judge in state court by the state court judge's buddy. See, now you can jam them up and move their state foreclosure process all the way over to federal court. I know. They're going to be like, what the hell? We never had nobody do this before. Well, you know what? My legal team said that they've done this before several times, and it shouldn't be a problem. And they've already paid to file it. Now, what we're going to do in my sister's case is we're going to move their lawsuit over to federal court, and then we're going to leave her lawsuit against them in state court. Yeah, so we're going to see how they like that. See, it's not about winning. It's about figuring out a way to jam their ass up. That's what it's about. So now they're going to be in front. So the problem that they're going to have, and one of the problems, I mean, they're going to have a lot of problems, but the main problem they're going to have when they get moved to federal court is that, well, and the documents that you get from me all have federal court case law in them, even the ones that are for state court. You can file federal court case law in state court. You can file Supreme Court case law in federal or state court. There's no difference. They don't like it because obviously it trumps their crap. And when you move the case over to federal court, you're sitting pretty because your documents already have federal court case law. Bam! They're not sitting so pretty because state case law does not fly in federal court. So I don't know how they're going to do that, how they're going to work that. And then if you have your lawsuit still filed in state court against them, eventually you can file in federal court if you wanted to. But I would just buy that time and just leave it and separate them and keep them separated and block them from going forward. Any attorney that they hire, I'd attack the attorney and add his or her butt to the lawsuit. When we stop pretending that there's a difference between a corporation and a man or a woman, okay, then they're done. Okay, because number one, a corporation can't sign anything. They can't sign. They don't have arms or legs. They can't sign anything. I tell people all the time, the person that signed to start the foreclosure against your property is an attorney. It's not the lender. Oh, it's the trustee. Oh, it's the lenders. No, it's not. It's an attorney acting as a third-party debt collector because these corporations don't have arms or legs. And all of these corporations are run by attorneys. And they're all looking out for themselves. Just in case you guys haven't figured that out yet, I thought I'd just help you. I'll help you out with that. So I put together this. This is just off the subject a little bit. I put together this prosecutor motion sanction lawsuit package, It's for paralegals who are doing this, or entrepreneurs, or even individuals who are being harassed by the police. Or this pretty much handles it. So, and this package is undefeated to date, and it's on my website too. So, and it's it's pretty powerful. So you guys can take a look at that sometime if you. Now I've got I have a non-judicial foreclosure lawsuit DY online course up and running. So if you guys are facing non-judicial foreclosure, you have the option now of enrolling in my course. If you're a property owner or an entrepreneur who wants to have a paralegal service and help people like what I'm doing right now, bam, you'd be set to go. And my online courses also come with coaching. No, they don't follow any of the rules, Ralph. That's why it's so easy to kick their butt, man. But everyone's worried about case law and all that crap, and not worried about what they're not doing. At the end of the day, if you don't address what they're not doing, you're not going to have a chance in hell of spitting in the wind to get anything done. Now, remember, this notice of removal document in your lawsuit package is not a motion. It's not something that you file and you wait around for the judge to rule to move the case. And it's not a motion. And believe me, they're going to try and make you think everything is something that you're filing that they have to rule on. And this is a notice. Tell them my legal team said this is a notice, not a motion. So I don't want to hear no crap out of you people. Okay, sorry. So, and when you file this, you must take control and order the clerk to transfer the files over to the federal court and blah blah blah. And you need to act like that it's just another day in the office, and they already expect you to come and ask them and to be asking them to do this. That's the way you need to act when you're doing this. You need to let them know that this is what they need to do. You're transferring the case over. You're removing the case over to federal court, because the state court does not have jurisdiction. There's a conflict of interest. No other state judge can hear the case. The attorney's a foreign agent. The case shouldn't have been filed in state court in the first place. The attorney is in violation of administrative procedures. I could go on down the list, okay? And you don't have to make it complicated. Tell them we're transferring it over. We're moving the case over to the federal court because the attorneys didn't. Yeah, you can have a whole. If it was me, I'd have a whole list of stuff on your phone and pull it up and just talk through each one and make her listen to each one. I don't care if it took an hour, because at the end of the day, you're here to do whatever it takes. So you ain't in a hurry. Okay, you ain't in a hurry. You guys seen that picture of that person walking down the aisle to get to the ring. Okay, and he ain't in a hurry. And I'm sure what he's thinking is somebody over there in the other corner better have brought a lunch, because it's going down today. You guys need to take smaller steps. You just need to mess up their process and their procedures. You don't need to go in and win. You don't need to worry about the judge ruling in your favor. You just need to mess up their stuff. And if you follow my non-conventional program, you'll have plenty of facts to mess up their stuff with. You just need to mess up their process and their procedures. Now, your goal in doing your harassment on the attorney, your goal and in court is to control the court. That's what we do. We control the court. Get the facts on the record you need to support your lawsuit for them violating you in court with their court rules and procedures. This is what we're doing. And people get so wrapped up in and they get nervous and they don't want to use my stuff because I don't talk about all of those things that they want to talk about, all that stuff. Well, that's not helping you right now. Why would you want to add it to my fire over here? That's kind of where I'm at, but people don't get it. And I don't push people because I only want to work with the people who are 100% ready to rock and roll. Otherwise, I spend too much time trying to convince people to do stuff, and that's not how I roll. So, yeah, and I've had people get mad, whatever, but it's what it is. So your goal is control the court, get the facts on the record that you need for your lawsuit. Now you're in a position to file your claim in federal court for them violating you with state court process. Now you can sue them for violating your rights to due process and use their administrative evidence showing you were injured. Now the court battle is on your rights being violated and not the banking fraud. The coolest thing here is you will be using their normal foreclosure process as grounds for your claim. Yep. You'll be challenging their constitutionality of their foreclosure process. Their foreclosure process is unconstitutional. Their codes and statutes do not have the three elements considered to be a valid law. There, I said it. I've done my homework. I'm waiting for the attorneys to pop in here and tell me that I'm wrong. Their codes and statutes do not have the three elements considered that the state constitution mandates must be present to be considered a valid law. And no, I'm not going to leave you hanging. Those three elements, the first one is the enacting clause. The enacting clause tells people from what authority the law comes from, who's subject to following it. Without that enacting clause, no one knows from what authority the law is coming from. And that's critical. The second is title, and the third is body. Without those three elements together with this law, it's not a valid law. So you guys need to keep that in mind. That's just one reason right there we're moving to dismiss. Guys, we're not talking about all your stuff right now, man. We're trying to get through our study session here. Okay, you need to let us go at the end. I'll have some questions. If you want to ask a question, that's the best way to do. I don't want to hear a rundown what the judge did or whatever. I already know what the judge did. The judge threw your stuff out. You know, what the thing is, what you're going to do about it. And if you watch the video, there's a plan for that. Now, you guys must be creative to make this work, and you must be fearless, and you must act like you expect them to do what you're demanding, and that your legal team told you this or that, and you need to make sure that you're telling them what you need to tell them to force them to get your stuff filed on the record like it's supposed to be. And your harassment goal, harassing the attorneys, it's time to have some fun. You know, I told you guys, you're going to have some fun. Hell, you can get a people finder and look up the attorney and call him at home. Oh, that'll be fun. Call him at home to let him leave a voicemail on his home message, let him know he's been sued for $20 million. Yeah, okay. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. I should be paying you guys to listen for me talking to you tonight. Okay, so that's, you guys need to make sure. We already know that the judge is going to ignore all of your rules and the law and help the attorneys. So that's pretty much how the system is set up. So you guys, once you file your lawsuit against them, all the stuff that you mentioned above, you'll be in a position to use the notice of removal to and document in your package to move the case over to federal court. And you must take control and order the clerk to transfer your stuff. So that's all the value I got for on the table tonight. Anybody got a couple of questions? We'll look at Yasura's thing now. Well, sounds like you're doing fine, man. Looks like you're doing fine. Now, you guys, when you leave me an update, you a lot. So when I first started making the videos, people, asked for updates. When I first started making the lawsuit packages and videos, I asking for updates so I can keep, well, that was like 2 years ago. So I don't need updates. Some people call me, I'm on my way tomorrow to go file it, bless your heart, but I don't need that. The update I'm interested in is how they're going to try to get out of being, how they're going to escape the liability. Okay, that's what we're interested in. So, all of the things before that, I don't really, how they're going to escape the liability is what I am interested in knowing, so that I can see if I need to make any changes or whatever to screw the door shut, so they can't be using. That's how we do that's how we use our private Facebook groups. I used real time feedback from 600 members in one group, and I have 82 members in the online course group, and I think I have 1,500 members in my lawsuit school group. And so I use the real time feedback to figure out what we need to be doing based off of how the attorneys are reacting to my products. So that's well, Connie, I would always ask for a trial by jury, is what I would ask for, because that way the judge is out of it. But um, when, I always ask for a trial by jury, and I also ask to reserve the right to amend. So, but at the end of the day, you can ask for whatever you want, because if you do this right, they're not going. How by the time if you do this right and you get the state court crap documented that they're doing against you, and you get your and you file your lawsuit in federal court for what they're doing in the other court, it's going to be a problem. So they won't be able to weasel out of it when you got the state court record that you're using as evidence. So that's when so the federal court, they're not trying to have a trial for anybody anyway. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that. I've been through. I know about that. They're not trying to have a trial for nobody. Okay, you need to take the deal. You go set your happy butt down in jail. No, I'm not a deal taker, so that didn't work for me. But then it cost me quite a bit of time. But you know what? This is why we're here doing what we're doing right now. So you when Connie and my program, you will be the one running the show. So you can ask for whatever you want to. That's how this is going to work when you come to Taylor My Fire. Yeah, Tom, I do. And the package that you're probably talking about it's called the Eviction Stopper on my website. And I think I have it for I don't know, I think I have it $150 or something, maybe. I don't know. I got so much stuff going on. You have to go check. So when you look at the packages of my stuff, especially if it comes from YouTube, the first part of the title is going to be what I put in there, so YouTube will rank my stuff and show my stuff to people. The second part of the title is actually what you're going to get in the so the document that we're talking about is the jurisdiction uh, challenge, jurisdiction/lawsuit with an affidavit. So and that lawsuit is the lawsuit that I put together for my sister's case, that we use for my sister. I use it for a lot of things. So when you stop and think about it, you can use that for just about anything, because you're not addressing the stuff that they're saying. You're attacking the process. You're attacking the court process. So, and that's how people have a hard time trying to figure out how can I use this in my dude. Number one, I don't use state law. Why would you want to use state law in a document when the federal rules of civil procedure are what you're supposed to be following? Everybody's supposed to be following the federal rules of civil procedure. So I don't even know what they're doing with the state. That's why I don't use it in my paperwork. At the end of the day, we have to start doing what makes sense. And the stuff that attorneys are telling you to do don't make sense. None of the stuff the attorneys are telling you to do makes sense. You're welcome, Connie. That's what we're here for. So I have a couple of options for next week, but I want to just keep it in the bag for right now because always something else. Sometime other stuff comes up. We'll be back next week. Actually, I'm going to probably have a stream on Tuesday, a little short stream, and we're going to go over some stuff that we need to talk about. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you for the privilege of sharing your time. Good night.